2 minutes. 2 minutes, and I will be on the screen. Thank you for joining. One minute. 1 minute. Twenty seconds, maybe less. Here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2. Hello, and welcome to this channel. I hope you've been waiting, and I've been waiting for this day. I've been preparing. I even have a funny story to tell you, but it's good to be here. Thank you for everyone for joining. I do not see my screen right now. I do not know who's joining and how many people are joining. Um, I'm just here for you. And you may ask, why am I doing this? You're right. I don't have to do this, but in reality, everything happens for a reason. Every time we meet someone, there's a reason we meet that person. And I do believe that there's a reason for this channel. There's a reason why I'm doing this video. I am doing this for myself, first of all, to remind me of the lessons I've learned in life, and I'm sure I'm going to learn a lot more lessons, but it is going to be great refreshing for myself, first of all, and then I hope that some of you will learn something out of this. I'm not going to tell you all the secrets today. My goal is to make my videos short, 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. I will try to do them weekly, um, if possible. Uh, you know, there are days when I take off and I go places to meet people and take a vacation on occasions or spend time with my kids. So there might be a couple of weekends where I will not post a video, but I will definitely keep you informed. I do ask that you um, share my channel with family, friends, with married couple, with engaged couple, with couple that are living together. And because my point of view, if you're married, that's beautiful. Whether it's just a day or 50 years or 75 or 7, I hope to encourage you and to bring you something to the table. You may ask why. Like, why do you have the rights? Well, I've been married before, and everyone makes their choice, and I've learned a lot. I am not what I used to be, and it's all praise to God. And um, I'm a father of 4 boys, and so right now I am raising 4 handsome boys, and eventually maybe you'll meet them. We'll see what happens. Um, in my channel, there's a email that I've created. Feel free to email me anything you want, complaints, advices, uh, questions. I will take a look at your emails, and the complaints I might ignore, but um, yeah, I hope we'll have a great time. Um, let's see, why king and queen, right? Why, as you notice that my invitation was king and queen in love, and you may ask, why king and queen? Like, why couldn't you come up with something? And I'll tell you, this week I finished reading the book of Esther, which is like perfect just for for this topic and topics that I'm going to be doing. And it's like, this is the way I see it, and every man, I think every man wants to be a king, at least in his house. And some of you are a king in your house, um, and then I'm assuming if you're married, then you have a queen. Uh, at least that's who she should be. And when you're young, you might be a prince or a princess, and then a princess eventually becomes a queen. Um, but this is what I know. Looking at life, looking at relationships, and looking at the Bible stories, you realize that there's only two kind of kings and queens. A king, you're whether a good king and your kingdom thrives and blooms and everybody's happy and everybody's taken care of and it's peaceful. Or you can be a king that basically is destroying your kingdom, and perhaps you're only thinking about yourself and taking care only of yourself, and everybody in your kingdom is just suffering. Same thing with the queen. There are only two kinds of queens, and we've seen this in history, and we see this in Bible. Bible talks about this. It's whether you're a queen that will that's just gonna bloom, and everything around you will bloom, and it's just majestic, and your house is filled with happiness, and you bring joy to the house. Basically, you're like uplifting the house, and you're thriving, and it's just like this is the queen that everybody dreams of. Or you can be a queen that destroys everything. You could be a queen that basically just, you know, I mean, sorry, but nobody just wants a queen like that. You know, it's devastating. No, nobody's happy, and everything's gloomy, and it's just sad. So, what kind of king or queen you want to be is for you to choose. For each one, I don't care if you're 21 or 18 or 55 or 75. As long as you live, you can make a choice and you can change things in life. And people sometimes ask me, I'm like, Ivan, how are you doing? I'm like, well, I am handsome and powerful, and I do have power. There's power I have, and it's because of the choices I make. It's the choice that is the power. Is a choice that I make. And we eventually will talk about God's design. Why is a woman the way she is? Why is a man the way he is? Um, Things like that. So I'm not gonna take up a lot of your time. I hope you join. You'll join me every week. I will tell you stories, and stories I read, stories I lived through, things that I've learned in life, which is probably the most exciting thing for me is when you learn a lesson and you take that lesson and you use it in life. Because sometimes you learn something and you're like, forget it. No, like the lessons you learn are important in life. So before I tell you a challenge, I'm gonna tell you a funny story which happened today. And some of you know me, which is I'm very grateful for, like a lot of the family support I have is just amazing. The prayers around the world is amazing. I have friends in Africa, India. I have friends in used to have friends in Philippines, and I have friends in the United States, and I have family and friends in Russia, of course. Um, I think for my boys that live with me, for example, like one of them just came in and is like, "You got to speak up louder." So I'm gonna try to speak up louder. I'm thankful for the friends that guided me, and they gave me the advice that I wouldn't know. Even for this channel, like Latoya, thank you so much. Although you're on East Coast and the state of Georgia, I really appreciate you. Um, Everybody I meet plays a role in my life. My coworkers, they're family to me. I really appreciate each one of them. They're like my sisters, and well, mostly right now I work only with women. We are getting two men that will be joining our team. So right now it's like I have a lot of sisters and I have a mom, uh, work. So it's just great. Um, I'm really thankful for everybody. I can't mention everybody's name right now, but it's just I'm very blessed in life with the people that are surrounding me, and especially my siblings. I moved here to Nevada to be closer to family. I got like three siblings living close by. My brother with his wife and his kids, they live just next door. I mean, it is awesome. It is really awesome. So my um, my story for the day before we get into the challenge. So this I'm just blown away. I just noticed this towards the end of the day, but I got dressed this morning. I always dress up, and throughout the whole day, I did chores, and I made lunch, and we went shopping, bought some more food for me and the boys. And uh, before this video, I was sitting on the couch watching TV, and I looked at my feet, and I'm like, I'm wearing two different socks. That that has never happened. Uh, I know I sleep well, so I got plenty of sleep. But I'm like, that's funny. I never in my life wear two different socks. So anyways, that is really funny. So now the challenge is I know that maybe there's possibility that um, some of the singles people are watching this, which is fine. Eventually, I will have challenges for singles too, but we'll see. I hope that mostly it's married people and couples that are living together are watching this, and I want to challenge you weekly to do things. And you know, there's a chance that some of us get married and we just get used to living with a person. Like we even forget what love is. Like so, I'm here to remind you, and I want you to ignite your spark again. I want you to love again and have an eternal love. Because as long as you live, you can love. So, um, the challenge for married people, if you're not married, it's okay. Um, you can just, talk to your kids about something or, talk to your friends. But the challenge for today is for this week. So you have a week to do this because you're going to need some time to think, to prepare. So it's really easy. It's about communication skills. You gotta have communications, especially in a relationship. I mean, you gotta have communication anyway. Like business is really important. Um, at home with the kids, like you gotta communicate. When you're married, between husband and wife, like you gotta communicate. I have never met anyone who read my mind, and I haven't met any couple that read each other's mind. So speak. If you can't speak right, you have to speak. You have to communicate. So the challenge is we're gonna basically kind of jump up to basics right now and communicate. It's okay if you've just been married for a day or two, or if you've been married for 35 years. I think it's great if you've been married for like many years and all of a sudden you're gonna do this. I mean, you don't have to watch this channel. You can do stuff on yourself, by yourself. You can go buy books, challenges, things like that. Or you can just join us and watch, listen to my stories, and I'll give you a challenge. And then you can email me if you want. Eventually, you don't have to do it today. You can do it in a year. It's up to you. Um, so, listening, right? So, listening and the challenge. So I'm gonna have to read some of this because I want to do this correctly. All right, so this is simple. It's simple. So what you'll have to do is both partners will sit facing one another and close enough that you could extend your arm to touch each other, but not so close that your bodies touch. And so you have to decide who's gonna go first. You can play rock paper scissors and decide who's going to be the first speaker and who's going to be the first listener, and then you have to decide on a question. Like you so that's kind of the biggest challenge. You have to think of a question that you will ask each other, and then the person will speak and the other person will listen. I hope you can come up with your question. It doesn't matter what you talk about, but you have to have one specific question. You can use the same question for each other, or I can give you, you can ask like, what are some things you find most attractive about me, or what is your biggest fear, or why did you marry me? So things like that. You think about it. Set a timer, between 5 and 10 minutes, and so then when you time it, please put your phones away and things like that. It's best when you're not distracted. This is your time. This is your time to bond, to be closer to each other, to learn about each other, and to ignite that spark of love. Um, okay. And then, the speaker will have all this time to just talk. You can talk, talk, and talk. And the listener will have to listen. And you know how sometimes we listen and go, yeah, yeah. So the listener's job is to only listen. No sounds, just listen. And the speaker will just speak. And when the time is up, you switch roles, And then you can use the same question, or you can use a different question. Okay, so I think you understand the challenge. I just want to make sure I got the stuff right. Okay, that's all the challenge. So all you gotta do is you talk to each other, take turns. You can do this for 5 to 10 minutes. You can do a couple rounds, but just talk to each other, communicate, listen, and then next week I will have another challenge for you. So thank you for joining. I think this is about it for today. However, with the surprise, here's another challenge for you couples and married people, um, especially those that have been living together for a long time. I want you to, throughout the whole, not just the whole week, but from now on, whenever you go out together to go shopping or I don't know, you go to a park with the kids or something, anywhere you go, doctor's appointment, I want you to hold hands. I want you to look in each other's eyes more often this week, and but challenge yourself. You know, this is an opportunity to live better. And you look at the world, what's happening today. Nobody guarantees us tomorrow. So enjoy life, live, love, laugh, and I will see you next week. Thank you.